promise I'll be so consistent. I won't take a 2-week unexplained break ever again.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mamta Shastri, and in today's video, I'm going to be reading the personal statement that got me accepted into these UK universities to study law. Watching videos like this where people just sit down and read their personal statement helped me a lot when I started writing mine. It introduced me to the structure, the content, and the vocabulary used in successful personal statements. I'm going to link a few of my favorite and most helpful personal statement videos down in the description box so you can go check them out after you watch this. If you're at that stage where you're either thinking of applying, don't know how to start writing, or you're just curious about how personal statements are expected to be written for UK university applications, this video is for you. This statement was for an application specifically to study law, so I understand that only a handful of you are still watching, but I hope this is helpful anyway. I'm going to try to include some tips that the wonderful people who proofread my personal statement gave me so that I can pass on their knowledge to you. But let's get started. Hi, I forgot to film this before, but if you see me with the iPad quality, it's because I'm adding in all the tips and edits that I received from my friends and seniors. In the intro, I talk about the specific book that got me interested in law, as opposed to just saying, oh, I've wanted to study it since I was a kid. A piece of advice that I received from my intro was to talk about what exactly interests you and not just why you want to study the subject or why the subject is so great. Bleak House, Chapter 1. The complexity of the fictional Jarndyce and Jarndyce case was torturous, barely comprehensible, and the legal costs had consumed the entire inheritance in question. I first dove into the book at age 13, finding Dickens' criticism of the Court of Chancery scathing, yet noticing the parallels it drew with a case involving my inheritance from an overseas relative, one that continues to drone on at present. Bleak House prefaced my idea of justice. It made me question the effects of incompetent counsel on the delivery of justice, for I too had been reduced to a pending case, with legal invoices filling my inbox with no verdict. Based on the premise that adequate access to the law requires the service of a legal practitioner, although some courts allow parties to represent themselves, what happens when the practitioner's competence dulls the very objective of litigation? Legal practitioners can influence ideas of moral goodness and foster culture beyond clientship. Considering their role in society, what are the broader implications of a lawyer's conduct? Law and the results of its competency piqued my interest. Here I talk about the self-study that I did to demonstrate that I actually acted on my interests, and also the work experience that I sought to practically apply whatever I learned in theory. Litigation in the news was soon met with my scrutiny and turned into alternative skeleton arguments as a game. This practice translated into self-study in high school through remote lectures offered by universities in the United Kingdom. In a course on common law by Dr. Eloy Ellis, I was especially intrigued by the intricacies of applying precedent as a source of law. Arbitration, citizenship, and the rule of law were other fields of study through courses and lectures. To use my theoretical cognition, I researched upcoming legislation and current affairs, condensing vast documents into digestible content for We the Young India. Soon after, I interned at JP Advisory, aiding research and drafting writ petitions alongside LLB students for associates in the firm. With great admiration, I observed the corporate law sector of the firm advising businesses and the exponential growth resulting from their collaboration. It affirmed my decision to study business and law subjects in the final years of my schooling. I'm actually super lucky that I got to have work experience in high school, and it's definitely not mandatory, so if you don't have any it's fine. You should talk more about your academics or passion projects. Paragraph 2 is about my extracurriculars. My extracurricular activities and passion projects also grew my interest in the law. My years of training in musical theatre taught me the necessities for success in the legal field. Preparing for the Lambda exams required me to understand and study theatre, a subject that has significantly evolved through time, much like the law. I learned to analyze and think on my feet to solve problems on set. As a director, I undertook several roles simultaneously, learning quickly while networking constantly. Engaging in Model United Nations exposed me to matters of morality. It required me to contemplate issues, create complex lines of reasoning, and defend ideas that may or may not align with my stance relentlessly. It accustomed me to presenting elaborate ideas concisely. These skills aided school-level mooting competitions, where I also recognized the role of theatrics in legal presentations. I co-founded the Break Room Project, which gave marginalized teenagers a safe space to create pieces that spoke for the neglected sections of society. Through the BRP, I was able to gauge societal injustices in an attempt to bring them to light through a sympathetic lens. This venture resulted in an unshakable fidelity to learning the law to serve greater purposes than those that fill dockets in courthouses. The United Kingdom's legal system influences legal systems globally. It houses the world's most prestigious educational institutions, which, apart from offering quality education, provide a launch pad into the legal sector through vacation schemes and more. An English university degree would provide the right resources to mature from my pre-adolescent gamification and adolescent learning of the law into a competent and socially productive practitioner, one that facilitates litigation rather than impedes it. Okay, that was my personal statement. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and don't plagiarize. I love you. Bye.